this stretch. This will be a perfect class for after a bike ride, a run, a hike, or any cardio activity. So we'll get started, and we'll simply stand with your feet just about hip width, and all you'll do is hang. So just bend at your hips, let your knees soften, and just drop. And you can simply grab the elbows and maybe sort of sway from right to left. Just releasing into the low back, release into the shoulders, the neck. So simply hang. Okay, and then soften your knees a little bit more. Let go of your elbows and roll up one vertebra at a time. Okay, we'll take the feet a little bit wider, and we'll start with a side lunge. So bending your right knee, and you can start to pivot your toes slightly out to the side. Now flex your left foot, and just stretching into the inner thigh here. And then walk your hands over to your left side, bend your left knee, straighten your right leg, pull your toes back. So just checking in here with the inner thigh, hamstrings, and then one more time each side. So bending over to your right. And by the way, this is not a warm-up, so you want to do this after you've done a cardio activity. And then over to your left side, bending your left knee. All right. And then both legs straight. Let's go ahead and pivot onto the right side, to your right side, so you're facing the right. And then from here, we'll hop the back leg in a little bit, and have your feet parallel with one another, and maybe a little bit wider, so you have a little more stability and more balance. And this is just the runner stretch. So from here, start to pivot your torso towards the front leg and fold. So if you have a block, if you cannot really reach the floor, hands can be on something to elevate you. Another way I've done this is you could place your hands like on a table. Think of squaring the hips, so left hip, roll back, right hip forward. And elongate the torso over the front leg. Alright, and then from here come halfway up. And we'll pivot to the front, and then walk your feet over to the other side. Okay, so again, the feet by the width of the hips. And then draw that front thigh back, so you can square up the pelvis here. And you can be on your fingertips. Again, you can elevate your hands, so you can draw the torso along over the leg. So here, stretching your hamstring of the leg that's in front of you. And nice deep breath. On your exhale, see if you can fold a little deeper. And then one more breath here, inhale. And then exhale fully. And let's come halfway up. And step your leg back. And just come into downward facing dog. So spread your fingertips. Hug your lower arms in towards one another and roll the upper outer arms back. So the triceps spin down, the biceps roll up. And then pedal the leg, so bend the right knee, stretch your left heel back, and then bend your left knee and stretch your right heel back. Stretching into calves, Achilles. Again, bend your right knee, stretch your left heel, and then bend your left knee and stretch the right heel back. And then both heels lift all the way up, tilt your tailbone, your sits bones higher. That's your dog tilt. And then keep that dog tilt as you stretch the heels back away from your toes. All right, and then from here, let's take the right leg up to the sky. And then look forward, bring that right foot between your thumbs. All right, it's coming to a lunge, starting with a high lunge. And then from your high lunge, drop the back knee down. Sink the hips, lift your chest. Okay, and then extend the front leg, pick up the back knee, and fold. And it's coming to your lunge again, this time a high lunge. And heel toe your right foot out a small amount. Both hands on the inside of the right foot. Squeeze your left glute. So keep the pelvis nice and level. Okay, so we're heading towards lizard and on the forearms. So this is when you might need a block, or again, you can stack up some books if you don't have the block. And you may not need it. And let's drop your elbows down. So again, either on the block or on the ground. And drop the back knee down. So sink the hips and find that extension in your spine. If you want a little more hip opening in this pose, you can roll onto the pinky edge of the front foot, the right foot. And again, use the blocks if needed. If you want a little more here, curl the back toes, lift your back knee. Extending the chest forward. Nice deep breath into the hips. Then lower the back knee down if it was lifted. And let's press both hands up. So here, let's add a twist. Take the right arm up and over. Rotate towards your right. And rest the right arm down. So roll the right shoulder head back. You can stay here or bend your left knee, grab hold of the left foot, and bring the foot in. So start to pivot the chest towards the ceiling. And here it's up to you. You can push your shin bone back to get a little more chest opener, or you can bring the foot closer to your hips. And you can do a little bit of both. One more breath here. And then slowly release the foot. Bring the right hand down. Coming to your high lunge. Heel to your right foot back in. And step your right leg back. Downward facing dog. Push back. All right, and from here, melt the chest. Again, find that dog tilt. Traction your spine. Push deep into your thumbs, index fingers. Bring your left leg up to the ceiling. Second side, step the left foot through between your hands. And come into your lunge. And then from here, lower the back knee down. So coming to a low lunge stretch. So sink the hips, lift tops here on the fingertips. Okay, and then from here, we'll heel to your left foot out a small amount, so your left hand on the inside. curl the back toes, and then come up. So we're just easing into lizard, and again we'll come down onto the forearms. So bring your block closer if you need it, or whatever you had it before. Okay, and drop the back knee down, and drop to your elbows. Okay, so again, finding the extension of your spine so you're not collapsing in, but really think of reaching. And then maybe start to roll onto the pinky edge of that front foot. So adding a little more external rotation. And then when you're ready, lift your back knee. And it doesn't have to happen, but it might give you extra stretch in that hip flexor of the right. And you can keep it steady, or you can move it around. Sometimes I'll just move front and back or side to side. And then dropping to the knee again, back knee down, uncurl the back toes, and let's come up onto the hands. So the right hand will be down, we'll take the left arm back, so rolling the left shoulder back, and swing the hips, lift your heart. So stay here, or you bend that right knee and you'll grab that right foot with your left hand. And again, you can either push the shin bone back a little more, giving you that more opening in your chest, or you can bend the knee in, so the foot comes closer to your hip. And then sometimes I'll just go back and forth, push back, and then get in, squeezing the right glute of that leg, and then slowly release. Awesome. Release the foot. Bring both hands down. Come into your high lunge. Heel toe your left foot back in. And step your left leg back, downward facing dog. Push back. Okay. And from here, walk your feet in. Soft knees, roll up. So the next thing we'll do is we'll take the feet wide. I mean, not super wide, but maybe like a leg distance apart. And we'll spin your heels out ever so slightly, so you're looking a bit pigeon-toed here. And then squeeze your quadricep, lift your kneecaps up, set your hands on your hips and hinge forward with a flat back. Okay? And then from here, we'll bring the hands down. So keep the elongation of your spine, of your torso. Bend your elbows and draw the crown of the head down. Squeeze your elbows in. And then walk your hands so, if possible, they're right between your feet. And fold. And so you can shift ever so slightly towards the balls of the feet. You can activate your quadriceps. Lengthening the torso over the legs. And then inhale, come back halfway. And here, let's walk your hands over to the right. Then you can grab hold of the foot here. So you can simply extend the fingertips, or if you can, grab hold of the foot and revolve the torso towards the right. Left elbow down. Breath here. Exhale fully. Inhale, come halfway. Back to center. And walk your hands over to the left foot. And same thing, you can hold on to the foot. And then fold. Bending the right elbow down. Slight pivot towards the left leg. Breath here, inhale. onto your hips and come up with a flat back. Good. All right, so we'll come back to your hands and knees. And just to loosen up the back here, we'll go into cat-cow. So just 3 times, press and round. Tilt your tailbone in, push the floor away, dome your back, chin in. And then inhale, drop the belly, melt the chest, and look up. And just 2 more like this, rounding your back, exhale. Inhaling. And arch. 1 more time, round back. Press and round. And then inhale. And arch. Come back to your neutral, hips up and back. Once more, downward facing dog. With both heels. And swivel, heels to the right, toes to your left. Now again, inhale, toes down, heels up. And then sink the heels down. Press the chest back. 2 more times. Inhale, lift. Exhale and twist. 1 more time. Inhale, heels up, toes down. And then swivel. Melt the chest back. Inhale all the way up. Engage your core. And then heels down. And let's drop down to your knees and come into a sitting position. All right. So I'll just face here. So let's bend your left knee in. And we'll bring that left foot into your right thigh. And drop the left knee down. So press your left thigh down. So you're actually at a slight angle here, the torso, and we'll want to pivot towards the straight legs, towards the right leg. So you might need either a strap here, or you can take the block if you want something extra. Start to pivot, so the thigh pressing down. If you find yourself not able to bring that thigh down, maybe elevate your hips so you can bring blankets or cushion or towels, even a block underneath your hips. So you want that thigh to be pressing down. Start to pivot towards the right leg. Take a deep breath in. And then walk your hands out and fold. And same thing, if you need the strap here, you'll grab hold. If you'd like a little more sensation, maybe into the calf, you can bring the ball of your foot into the block and fold. Nice deep breath. Two more breaths here. Inhale. Exhale. Get a little bit deeper each time. 1 more time. Inhale. Exhale. Come halfway up on your next inhale. If you have the block, let it go of the strap. Come on up. So bring your left hand back. You're coming to micro side bend here. So reaching the top arm, the right arm overhead. I have the wall that's in the window that's in the way for me, but if you can, you reach the arm, lifting your hips, and then lower all the way down. Good. From here, so we'll stay on that same leg, so we'll keep that left knee bent, and let's bring that left foot across towards the right. So we're coming to a twist. So plant that left foot down, bring the left hand back, inhale, lift your right arm, and then on your exhale, start to rotate towards your left. So a few things here, you can simply hug in, a little more accessible, or you can bring that tricep into the outer thigh. And then press arm and leg into one another, root your sits bones down, and then lift the spine up. So first you find length, axial extension, and then from that extension, you start to revolve the torso towards the left. So inhale, lengthen, exhale, twist. A little deeper. One more deep breath in. Exhale fully. And let's inhale, turn your head to look forward. And let's bring the right hand down. And now counter twist. So press your left leg into your left arm and revolve towards the right. Final breath here, inhale. And exhale, and release. The twist, come back to center. Both legs straight, second side. So we'll bend your right knee. And let's take that right foot inside of your left inner thigh. Okay, and press that thigh down. Decide if you need a lift, so you can elevate your pelvis onto a blanket, a block, like anything you need. Start to pivot the torso towards your left leg and walk it out. So if you need your strap or your block, get your prop and start to fold. And never forcing the movement, just allowing the breath to deepen the stretch. Two more deep breaths. Inhale. Exhale, soften. One more inhale. Exhale fully. Inhale, come halfway up. And press on up. Let's bring your right hand back behind you. Let's press your hips up and arc. Side bends, left arm overhead. And lower all the way down. We'll take that final twist, so we'll bring that right foot on the outside of your left thigh. So root down with that left foot, or right foot, sorry. Bring your right hand back, left arm up, inhale. And exhale, either hug the knee or snuggle that arm outside of your right leg. Press into the leg, root your sits bone, get taller, and then start to revolve. Nice deep inhale, longer, and then exhale to revolve deeper. Two more breaths here. Inhale. Exhale. One last inhale. Exhale fully. Turn your head on your next inhale to look over your left shoulder. And we'll take that counter twist. So bringing your left hand back, right arm in, and twist to your left. So the next stretch is the cow stretch we'll do, which you could do on a couch, elevating your foot. I'm going to show you at the window because you can do it as well against the wall. That works perfectly fine. Release. So for this, a little padding underneath your knee that will be at the wall or at a couch. So a couple of ways you can do this. So I'll show you at the couch what it would look like. this. So I'm going to start with my right foot up. So I would bring my left foot forward into a lunge, and my right knee will be right at the end of in the front of the couch. Okay, so we'd start here, and then you can come up. So this is what it's called the couch stretch, because you can do it at the couch. Okay, so it kind of gives you a nice little padding here for the top of the foot. I would definitely bring something underneath the knee. So that's one version. The other version would be to use the wall, or here at my window, so we'll do that. So we'll start with your right foot. So I'm changing. Okay, so to come into this position, you bring your left foot forward and walk the knee as far back, so it's really as far back as it will go. You can also use something to elevate your hands if you need. And let's bring the foot a little bit on the outside of your hip. So your leg is slightly internally rotated. Okay? So you can stay here, and let's activate a little bit. So you will push the foot into the wall, squeeze your right glute, and then release. So again, push the top of your foot into the wall, squeeze your right glute, and release. If you want a little further, you'll come on up. You can bring your hands on top of your front thigh. All right, and then same thing. Push the foot into the wall, squeeze your right glute, and then release. And then one more time, push the foot into the wall or into the couch if that's where you are. Squeeze your right glute, and then release. Okay, and let's bring it down. Foot will be up, so either on your couch or up at the wall. So bring the back knee as far back as possible, and start with your hands on the floor. So that foot, left foot that's up is slightly out to the side. Internally rotate that left thigh bone, and pause here. So sink, push the foot into the wall, and squeeze your left glute. And release. One more time, push the foot into the wall, and squeeze your left glute. So contract, release here, and then release. If you can, come upright. Tilt your tailbone down, so you want to feel that your low back is lengthening and not compressed. So broaden your low back, and same thing, push the foot into the wall or on top of the couch. Squeeze your left glute, then release. And then one more time, push the foot, squeeze your left glute, awesome, and then release. So the reason I did this, I wanted to bring you into the hurdle stretch, so that the quadricep hip flexor is more open. So pivot again on that back knee. All right, and let's find your mat again. So lying down. Okay. So again, because I'll mirror you here, we'll start with your right leg. So starting with your legs straight out. So the hurdle stretch, you'll bring the right foot back like so, like hurdle, and then bring the right knee to the side. Left leg out to the side. So that's what it looks like, right? So that right knee is bent, okay? So left kneecap pointing up, toes are pointing up. So we'll just start by folding. So walking out. Again, maybe you sit upright, maybe you use a block. Okay, you can also use the block to rest your forehead on if you cannot go all the way down. Okay, so we'll just stay here for a few more breaths wherever you feel the most stretch. Getting a bit of the inner thigh here, the hamstring. And then press on up. So you may need your block or something to give you a lift. So I'll show you with this version here. You'll bring your left forearm down to that lift or on the inside of your left lower leg. And you'll sweep the right arm up and overhead. Okay, just taking a side bend. Otherwise, you'll just hold on to the foot and roll the chest up. So right elbow up, pivoting the chest, the ribs towards the ceiling. Couple more breaths like this. Exhale fully. And then one more deep inhale. And then exhale. Release the side bend. Come on up. Good. And let's bring both legs straight out in front of you. Second side. So hurdle stretch, side B. So we'll bend your left knee, bring it back, and then open the right leg out to the side. Okay? So inhale, and we'll start with a fold. So we'll walk out. So again, doesn't matter how low you get, just that place where you feel sensation, never pain. If you need that block, you can rest it on the ground, so you can rest your forehead. And maybe you don't need it, you'll just go all the way down. Two more deep breaths. One more. Inhale. Exhale fully. On the next inhale, come halfway up. And press on up. Okay, so we'll take your your block to the inside of your right lower leg if you need it. And you can rest that right forearm down. Take the top arm overhead and side bend. So you can just hang here. If you want a little more, see if you can find the outside of your foot. You can also use a strap, obviously, here. Roll the chest up, belly up, gaze up. Almost there. Two more breaths here. Inhale. And exhale. So breathing to the rib cage area and the costals. One more breath. Exhale fully. So come on up. Release the side bend. Bring that left knee in. Both legs straight. Okay, shake it out a little bit. So that's kind of deep inner thigh work here, and thigh stretch. So we'll go into a straight leg forward bend. So nice and easy. This is when you could use a strap if you have a strap and you cannot really grab hold of the outer edges of your feet. So you can take your strap and then lean the torso over the leg. If you want more, you could again grab your block or simply the outer edges of your feet. So inner thighs, they roll down and fold over the leg. So again, think of elongating that spine. If you want to gently pull the block back towards you, get a little bit more of the gastroc stretch. So the calf muscles here, Achilles. Final breath, inhale. And exhale, let it go. Come halfway up, inhale. And all the way up. back down onto your back. Okay, hug your knees into your chest. So we'll finish with a hip opener and a final twist. So thread the needle, you can bring that right ankle above your left thigh. Gently push the right thigh forward. So you can stay here, or you can sort of float the left foot. Right hand between the legs, grab hold of your left hamstring, or above your shin bone. And rock gently side to side across the spine. Okay, again. Keep the shoulders relaxed, the neck relaxed. And then release, bring the left foot down, but keep the same shape of the leg. And let's take a twist in this position. So that figure four, bring the foot down, the right foot down. So press the right foot, roll the hip, and then bring your arms to the side. You can even bend your elbows and turn your head to look over the right. And then come back to center, second side. Hug in first. And bring your left ankle above your right knee. You can bring your right foot on the floor and stay here, or float your right. And then bring your hands either behind your right hamstring or above your shin bone. You can use that left elbow to push your thigh out. Keep your left foot flexed. And release the foot down. Keep the leg in that figure four stretch position and bring the left foot over to the right. So coming into a gentle twist with a hip opener. All right, one more breath. And then release, hug your knees in. And take the feet the width of the mat. Knock your knees in towards one another, constructive rest. Bring your arms up and cross one arm over. So you can grab hold of your shoulder blades. And spread your shoulder blades apart. Breathe into that mid-back. Take your arms up, switch the crossing of the arm. And again, a little hug here. And then release. Arms to your side.